Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Psychic Sundays Live with your Queen of Booga Booga, Psychic Sally Diane.
Greetings and welcome to another episode of Psychic Sundays Live with me, Sally Diane, and my producer. Oh, it's been a busy week, hasn't it?
Yes, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you, too. We had a very nice time last night. We went to a small, almost social distance house party.
Your mic's not turned on.
My mic's not turned on. Oh, dear. Yes, it is. Oh, how about now?
Turn it on again. Tap it.
I can hear it somewhere. Can you guys hear me?
Hang on a second, guys. Can you make sure that that's turned on in green?
Yeah, sure. Here.
Give it a tap. Nothing. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Well, folks,
Yeah.
we got one microphone.
But that's okay. We've shared stuff before, so we know how to share. So anyhow, we had a good time last night. We went to the Halloween party and saw our old friends we haven't seen in forever. And the food was great, just like it always is at Maria's place. And we would like to thank Maria and Lou for inviting us and having us there. And we hope that everybody else had a good time this Halloween. My producer hopes that the sound starts to work. So anyhow, I know that there's a lot of you out there and you have questions, and my producer will get to you in just a moment. But you know, a couple of things. First off, your queen got another set of packages from the Lady Pate in Georgia, and so I thought we would start out with an unboxing. We have 2 packages, and start out with the first one. And the reason this is being pulled on is because my producer is changing the batteries in my microphone, so it'll start working. So let's see what's in this one. Ooh, something pink, and it's coming from Ever Fairy. Well, what a great name, Ever Fairy. So let's see what we have. Oh, so I'm not going to be silly about this. Oh, look at this. Check it out, folks. I have got a little wreath to go on my head when I'm not wearing my crown. Y'all know I'm about the crown. But we will wear this sometime soon. Thank you so much, darling. And my producer is still working with the battery, so we're just going to put this over here and see what's in the other package. And I know I hate to be greedy, but you know, I'm really hoping it's another crown. I love crowns. Y'all notice I'm wearing a new crown? My latest crown from my Lady Pate in Georgia. And I don't know, it's in a box. And we'll just see what's in it like this. Come on. Can you hear me now?
No,
Really? Can you guys out there hear me?
barely.
Can you hear me now? in here.
Here's the microphone top.
Boy, it got taped up really good. Okay.
Can you give the microphone a tap?
Oh, sure. Oh, can you hear me
I
now?
don't know yet.
All right. It's another crown. Oh,
No.
folks, it's a tiara. I have never had a tiara. It goes very well with the crowns. Look at that. Look at that. This I will wear next week, folks. All right. So thank you to my sister in Georgia, who's just sent the loveliest presents. I really appreciate it. That just made my day. That's so sweet. And I know you're all waiting for your questions, and my producer will get right to you. I did have one of our viewers send me a message before the show, though, and he wanted to know. I know everybody. Most of the questions for this show are personal, but he was worried that there might be outbreaks of violence around the elections. And of course, there are those foreshadowings. I'm not so sure. I think that it might be more of a little bit more anticlimactic, but we'll see. I'm just going to pull 3 cards. Okay, so I see the Knight of Wands here, and that tells me, yeah, your guys, there are going to be the crazy guys walking around with the assault rifles on their backs and what have you. And there are those who wish for violence. There are those who are kind of stoking the flames of violence, if you will. But positively aspected, you've got the Magician. So you've got a new influence coming in here. So I really think that the presidential election is actually going to go surprisingly smoothly. The numbers are going to come in surprisingly fast. There is one thing that I noticed about the presidential election. In case none of you guys have noticed, we are in a particularly nasty Mercury retrograde, and a lot of us know what the Mercury retrograde means. Is communication goes sideways. Things just, anything with writing or words just doesn't seem to get through, and so it can be a frustrating time. Mercury goes direct on November 3rd. Mercury goes direct on Election Day. So that's the day when things that have been mucky before are going to get clearer. And so it's just good timing for a Mercury direct. And I know I have questions. Who's my first question? Hi, everybody. It's nice to see you.
Hello, everybody. It's nice to see you all. Hi, Jess, Eva, Marcy, Sonia, Gita, Jess.
The gang's all here.
The gang's
awesome.
All there, yeah. Oh, Renee, he's new here. Yes, he can be added to the list. So the way it works here, folks, is you type in the question and we'll answer that most of the time. We try to get newcomers in first. Some of you are here every week. And I'm sorry to hear your love life's still not good, Gita. Try again next Sunday.
That's one.
Oh, no.
Folks, last week, Haunting Live had called me on the strikes and said that the producer was at 2, and I said no, he's just at half. I watched it. Haunting Live was right. You were at 2.
I'm just kidding, folks. All right, so let's get going. Gita wants to know who's coming through her love for the next 6 months.
6 months worth of love. Okay, well. Love for Gita. Okay, dead center, you've got the Page of Swords. And Swords is air, but I just kind of get a cold feeling about this card. So I think you're looking at love coming in winter. Like what they say, the dead of winter when it gets really cold. So you might be looking at something kind of new and kind of different coming in January and February. And this one, see this little kitty cat that's coming in. It just feels like it just sneaks in under the radar, and that's unusual because you're always looking out for it. But this one comes in a way that you aren't looking for it. Oh, that's good, because here negatively aspected, I see like this guy in red. That's you, and you're kind of looking over everything, and could it be him? Could it be him? You're just you're watching the wrong things too closely, Gita. Relax and be the fabulous person you are. You've got a holiday season coming up, and you've got a lot of good friends, and you're going to have an opportunity to spend time with them. So instead of pursuing romance, pursue happiness, because it looks like romance is going to find you when you are not looking. Absolutely. You have the Four of Swords, and it's kind of like a double negative equals a positive, because it's on the side of being positive. But the Four of Swords is like this period of stillness, this period of healing, and because it's reversed and positively aspected, that tells me that you're the period of kind of stillness and nothing happening love life wise is coming to an end. And this gives me the number 5, so that's about 5 weeks, and that goes right with this card, and it's not lost on me. These are both 5. You asked for time, 5 weeks. All right, and just because I got them here and I'm really enjoying these runes, I'm just gonna throw a little bit up before you get yep, you got Isa here. Isa is ice, and this is Algiz, and Algiz talks about gifts from the heavens. So yes, you get a surprise in your love life in the midst of winter. Okay, who's next?
Oh, jeez, I've been paying attention.
I know, I've just been chatting so much, but that's what I like to do, folks.
Mr. Ozone wants to know whether any new money opportunities coming around this week. I guess it's been a while.
Okay. Money opportunities for Mr. O. Okay.
Thank you, Gita.
It's nice to see you here, Gita. Okay, so first off, you've got the Six of Swords. And the Six of Swords is a little ill aspected. So this tells me that you had, like my producer pointed out, it does show that right now you're feeling like a lot of your attempts to get ahead financially have kind of put you on your bum. So I could see that you've been running up against obstacles. And I'd like to remind you of what I was talking about earlier with the Mercury Retrograde, because we are on the tail end of Mercury Retrograde, and it's been a nasty one. And Mercury goes direct on Tuesday. And so look for things to really start to break loose for you on Tuesday. Swords, there's kind of something mercurial, so I'd say about the swords. So mercurial, Mercury. Yeah, you haven't been getting the good breaks lately, but let's see what this one says. Okay, so I'm just getting this feeling that things are a little I'm getting like obstacles in that, but nothing that can't be overcome. This is a time for you to start thinking outside of the box and do things in a less than orthodox manner. Also, be careful who you trust, because it looks to me like you've come up against some unfair competition, and I just get this feeling that there's that there's a leak of information. You know, somebody's getting some of your personal information, and you don't need that. And I'm also going to throw a few runes for you, just because they're kind of new and I'm enjoying my runes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, be careful who you trust. You know, this shows that somebody from your past is coming back in a not good way. But you've got the sun, and you've got kinfolk here. So you are coming into a brighter period. I think that Mercury going direct on Tuesday will change influences for you a bit. And thank you for tuning in, and thank you for asking. Okay, and who's next?
Rainey wants to know what N is telling friends about me. About Rainey.
Okay, you need to get. Well, I don't know, who was it that said hold your friends close and your enemies even closer? Anyhow. What's the gossip? What's the gossip? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so you do have a gossip here. And, not a very good one. Not a very subtle one here. That's an advantage for you. Yeah, you got to show a little bit of confidence. And put out more of an air like you really don't care what she thinks. Okay, and positively aspected. You really don't need to worry about what this person says about you, because her reputation is damaged. She is already viewed as being a liar and a manipulator. Don't waste your time defending yourself. You know, I've got the Queen of Wands, and she's on the negative side, but I think that's you not seeing yourself clearly. You know, you're better than all this. Don't worry about what the gossip says. Just know that she's a liar and a manipulator, and people know this. So, you know, the less attention you draw to it, the better. And thank you for tuning in, and thank you for asking. And next. So while he's looking for the next question, did you find something there, darling?
Lisa wants to know what's coming for her and her husband in the near future.
Okay, Lisa and her husband. And throw. Oh. So in the near future, you've got wands, and wands are usually, if they're right side up like this, then it talks about them forward motion and fire. But they're upside down, so this tells me that things are a little lagged. They're going a little slow, and that's the same for everybody. This is a good time for you to focus more on hearth and home and the things that bring your heart joy. Things just aren't moving ahead as fast as they should, but I just get a feeling that that's okay. That's okay. You didn't need things to be going at a breakneck speed anyway. Okay, I'm just going to throw a few runes on this anyway. I am a little worried about the finances in the short term. You know, I get this, like I have the Queen of Coins, and she's on the negative aspect of things, and she's kind of telling me it's time to slow down on the spending. So you might want to just postpone some purchases. And let's see what the runes have to say about it. Okay, and you do have Tyr, and Tyr is it's the Viking god of justice, but it's also about truth and contracts. And so this is a good time for you to be brutally honest. And if somebody or something needs to be exposed, now is the time to do it. And thank you so much for tuning in.
Okay, next we got Sonia. Wanted to know about her finances and wants to know if there's something going on with her daughter that she's not telling her about. Hi, Shannon.
It's nice to see you.
Sister has a question as well.
Okay, so Sonia wanted to know about finances, and
She believes there's something up with her daughter.
oh, okay, let's see. So dead center, you've got Seven of Cups, and the Seven of Cups is sometimes a card of confusion, illusion, worrying about little things you don't need to worry about. And I think that applies to your daughter, because I get a feeling like, yeah, she's not telling you everything, but it's kind of one of those things that what she's not telling you isn't really important, and might not be interesting. Sorry. Okay, and when I look behind, what's behind you and what brought you to this place, I see that you have gotten into, in the short term, there's been some instability in your finances, uncertainty. Write it out. You've got a 3 and a 3. So this tells me 3 weeks, because the positive side is the wands, and wands move kind of fast. But it tells me that things pick up in the area of the things you do for productivity, whether this is an opportunity to earn more money at work or earn more money on the side. But it feels like little things are picking up for you. And this is a good time for you to multitask just a little. And yes, folks, I know I always say that multitasking is stupid, but that just feels like it's around Sonia in a positive way right now. More positive than this microphone that keeps coming at me. And who's next, darling?
Aquayazzy wants to know about her card, Love Connection. What she needs to know about it.
Ooh.
Will there be a third date?
Ooh, the third date. We all know what the third date means.
I'm just making that up.
Okay, the love connection. Well, in the middle you have... Okay, in the middle you have the Hanged Man, and the Hanged Man is about... Don't. The Hanged Man is about... It kind of says that it's worth the wait, it's worth the, whatever you've put into this love connection, it's worth it. There's a payoff there, but there's this idea that this is something that might move a little bit slowly. But it's worth it. Negatively aspected we've got the Seven of Swords. And Seven of Swords, which is not a nice card in the first place, is reversed, so it's even nastier, and ill aspected, so it's even nastier. So whoever you have around who is the gossip, who, oh, I'm sorry for saying it like this, but whoever constantly pisses in your cornflakes, don't share this with that person. This person is toxic, because one thing I see around you, you have somebody very, very close to you that pours an awful lot of toxins onto all things. And when you've got something that feels shiny and new, like a new love connection, you don't need the toxic princess in your life. And positively aspected, you've got the Ace of Wands. And yeah, I would say that there is all the good things for an awesome romantic encounter here. You know, you've got fire, you've got desire, you've got things moving forward nicely, and you've got this a little more of a feeling of give and take in this relationship coming up. But like I said before, whoever this person is, don't tell them anything about it. I swear, this person is so negative, everything you tell her, she ends up cursing with her negativity. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Your sister wants to know about her friend Joan. It's a little bit of a vague question. Actually, it's not a question at all.
No, just wants to know about her friend Joan. That's the kind of question you ask when you're a little concerned about something. So Joan might be in a little bit of a strange place. It feels like I'm just kind of getting this feeling like this. So I think that she might be holding her friends away. And of course, we do get worried about our friends when they get like that. Okay, right in the center, you've got the Five of Wands. So that's a card of competition. That's a card of playing the game and being part of the activity. It's not a card of withdrawal or depression. So I would say overall there is energy and there is new activity coming into Joan's life. So I don't feel that bad about her, other than I'm not sure why she's being a bit of a ghost. You know, why she's not confiding in you. Negatively aspected, I get the Ace of Wands. So I think with Joan, she might worry about jinxing stuff because it looks like she has had quite a few false starts in her life. But positively aspected, Joan is all heart. And even though it seems like she's being a little bit distant right now, this is somebody who shows up as being the King of Cups. This is somebody who is, even if she's being distant, she's still very loving. So she'll be all right, and you will, I see her becoming a little bit more communicative. Give her about 5 weeks. Okay? Thank you.
Maria wants to know about her music career. Sorry, or his. Honestly, I can't tell.
Okay, the music career. Ooh, look at that. They're falling out. So, the 3 cards that fell out are, you've got the Four of Coins. And the Four of Coins it's about money, but it's about money that's hard come by. And of course, in music career, it is. You know, it's always nice when the money starts coming in. And the money is going to start coming in, but it's kind of like in this slow build-up way. You know, and the little nun in the center, she's kind of got a bag that she holds close to her that tells me that she wishes for more. She wishes for more. look for things to move ahead for you before next June. Positively aspected, you've got Six of Wands. And the Six of Wands is a card of victory. And it's a kind of victory where it's not just you that celebrates it, but you've got your friends and family that are around you celebrating right with you. So you've got good news, good progress coming by June of next year. And this is basically, the Fool is such a good card. I've got a huge tattoo on my arm dedicated to the Fool. The Fool is somebody who sees opportunities around every corner. But in your spread, there's this idea that the Fool's a little negatively aspected. And so I'm worried that you may have given up hope a little bit. And this says, keep dreaming, keep dreaming, keep dreaming. Don't give up hope. I know that right now, next June might sound like a long way off, but it really isn't. It really isn't. So hang in there and keep on trying and keep doing whatever it is you're doing, and whether it's busking or doing whatever you can to promote yourself and get gigs, just keep on doing that. It'll work.
All right. Shannon wants to know what November has in store for her.
Shannon, I'm going to give you the runes.
I initially misread it as Movember. So maybe look for a guy with a mustache.
Okay, so November, you've got two runes here that are right next to each other, and one is Manez. I don't know whether you can see that or not. And that's that talks about a relationship, a two-way relationship, a balanced one. So things relationship-wise go well for you. You also have Tear, and Tear is about truth and justice, and it's right next to that. But it feels like it's a little oddly aspected. In November, be very careful to be 100% honest in relationships. Even if it doesn't benefit you, still be honest. That needs to be a part of a relationship in November. You do have Wunjo, and Wunjo.
Forward on the lens.
Oh, wait a second. Do I have it yet?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Wunjo, and Wunjo is success, but it's kind of turned sideways. So in the middle of November, this is a time for you to look for ways to promote yourself, to move ahead, to be doing more things, but this is a time for you to kind of actively work to grow your own success, because it's there. You just have to work on it. And November ends on a very nice note. You have Oscilla, which is homeland. And right next to Oscilla, you have Iwas, which is another rune about a balanced, symbiotic relationship. It both works, like this is a hug rune, this is a horse. Because, like a horse needs man for food and shelter, man needs horse for transportation. So one works together. And in a relationship, it works together too, and it makes for a very happy home. So November ends up on a high note. Good time to go out and get a Christmas tree.
Woo!
Now, these runes that I have 7 sets left for sale. And anybody who would be interested in purchasing a set of runes, they come with a bag and a little book just kind of describing them. These runes are handmade by me, and there's special clay with kyanite in it, so they're always working to stay nice and clean and free of negativity.
Lulu wants to know about how her specific person is feeling right now.
You mean like indigestion?
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
Well, let's see. We ask questions, so Lulu and her special someone. And don't sit by the phone too long, Lulu. You need to open up the channel of communication. I know it's been difficult for a lot of people. This has just been a really brutal Mercury retrograde, and everybody feels like, that communication just isn't there. Mercury goes direct on Tuesday. Let's hope that opens up the channels of communication. But Lulu and Lulu's special someone else. You're good. You're good. There's love here. This is somebody who does set you apart. This is somebody who has a special place for you in his heart. So you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, don't believe what the gossips say. That channel of communication directly with your special someone. Do not believe a word somebody else says, because you've got people here that are trying to make trouble for you. Definitely positively aspected. You've got the Page of Coins. This is somebody who is who you perceived him to be. So don't listen to the gossips.
Hi,
And
Suzanne.
thank you for tuning in. Suzanne, it's nice to see you.
Hi,
I
Emma.
loved your costume last night. I saw it on Facebook.
Let's see.
And who's next?
Well, Suzanne's just letting you know what's going on. Suzanne would like to know the week ahead in relationships and work. Her dad's doing well.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice to hear. Tell him he should come and see me. He should ask a question himself. Okay, so Suzanne, relationships and work. I'll throw a few runes for you too. Okay, so. Okay, for this week, you've got the Hanged Man right in the middle, and this Hanged Man is about the Hangman is about thinking more about the future than the present. And I just get that this is a good week to plan. This is a good week to set yourself up for next week. So this week, be more worried about making sure that you're in the right position and have the right year, that everything's good that way. What works against you is a Chariot, and that just feels so literal that I'm going to tell you, have a plan B in case your car breaks down. Definitely keep your ear to the keep your ear out for things that are going on, because there are a lot of little changes that happen. And all you would have to do is take up a few new responsibilities, which you could easily add to your job, and you could get more money that way. So like I said, this is a week about planning and looking ahead and getting yourself ready for future success as far as work goes. So it's more of a passive thing, because you're not doing anything, you're just planning this week. Relationships, though, didn't say much about relationships, just said something about your car. So we'll pull out some runes for you. Okay, so you've got love here. Legus, lake, that talks about love. So there's love showing there, and you have right next to it, you have Jera, which is harvest. But you notice there's two, and it's to me, when I see this, it's saying to me that even though sometimes you guys go through your rough patches, you're kind of yin and yang. You complement each other. So you're two peas in a pod that way. You have the B here, and B is for baby, so I think this is the little one because it's right next to Kenaz, which talks about school. So you've got that.
A little bit further down. Yeah.
Okay, so you've got the Burkana there, and right next to it, so Burkana, Burka, baby. I do say as your baby. Oh, I know he's not a baby anymore. And then you have Kenaz. And Kenaz is torch, and it talks about education. So you are going to be focusing on, schooling going forward. Nice catch, Sally. Okay, and then this one's kind of fell on its side, so we'll see what that is. Uruz. And Uruz is wild ox, but it's a rune that talks about good health and good strength. And so don't worry so much. There's good health and good strength and a good foundation, both in the area of relationship and work. Just be a little bit more patient.
Well, everybody wants to know what we got going on next weekend.
Yes, next weekend is the Ghosts of the Queens event, and that starts on Friday night. That's a sold-out event. It's going to be a dinner, but there's going to be speeches afterwards, and there's actually going to be a way that you guys can join in and watch the speeches and take part in the question and answer period. Go to the Haunting Live Facebook page, and that's where he will explain how you can be part of the event. On next Friday night, I will be giving a speech on the Ghosts of the Queens, talking about the history of the hotel and the ghosts that haunt it. And then Chris from Haunting Live will talk a bit about his experiences as a paranormal investigator and tell you a little bit more about the other ghosts around Stratford, because Stratford really is a very haunted town. And then Trevor will be talking about the equipment that we use in paranormal investigation. And we have a special guest speaker, Karen from Barrie, and this woman is just got this phenomenal energies. She specializes in crystals and crystal healing, so she will be talking about that. Also, on Saturday, we will be having workshops during the day. And on Saturday night, there will be a walkthrough for the ghosts. And we will be having a seance. Also, a little aside, we will be having a pajama party for those staying at the Queens with us on Friday night. And I will be taking pictures and maybe a little video or two. So watch my Facebook page the following week, and I will share with you some of the pictures from our party.
Excellent. We have no further questions at the moment. I think I might have missed one. Let me check. It would be easier if they all had question marks at the end of them.
Well, anyhow, anybody that wants to have a private reading with yours truly, the Queen of Ooga Booga, you can just call the Spa by the Tracks, and the number will be appear at the end of this video, and make an appointment to see me. I actually have some Wednesday and Thursday appointments open for next week. Also, if you don't want to come to Stratford, I do Skype readings. If you're interested in a Skype reading, just send us a personal message to the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com. Anybody who would like one of a free palm reading, just send me pictures of your palms. And I need to see both of them. And I want to see your hands nice and relaxed so I can see all the mounds and all the lines. I'd like to see the entirety of your fingers, the entirety of your thumb, and a little bit down so I can see the heel of your hand. Send me a picture of your left hand and your right hand. It's also helpful if you give me your date of birth, but you don't have to. But you send me those two, and I will include you as one of the readings for the palm reading videos that we put up from time to time. I still need one more set of palms in order to have enough palms to do another video.
All right, we got a question from Anastasia.
Love the name.
Spelt with a Y. She wants to know how Brian is feeling about her.
Okay. Huh. So, when I look at Brian, the first card I get is the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords it's a little bit about competition, but main competition. I think he might be a little worried that you could hurt him. Yeah, negatively aspected is the Knight of Coins. The Knight of Coins tends to be one of the slow-moving knights anyway. He's just very cautious. I don't know who whispered what into his ear, but he's really more worried about getting hurt by you. Okay, so positively aspected. You have the sun, and the sun, because it shows up reversed, tells me that there's a little bit of cloud over that. There is a good potential for happiness here. You really need to open up the chain of communication. You know, just bring sunlight, bring open communication into the relationship. If it's just if it's just like a little seedling of a relationship, just starting out, always remember to make eye contact and smile. Just be willing to talk. Just be willing to communicate. So, yeah, he likes you. He's worried. Must be a new relationship.
Lulu has a follow-up question. How does Jacob feel about me?
Okay, Lulu. Lulu and Jacob. I'm just going to turn them up real quick here. Bring them up just a little. Okay, I don't think so much about what Jacob feels about you, but how you feel about him. But what it says here, the path is upside down. You have the Nine of Coins, but the Nine of Coins reversed. And usually the path of the Nine of Coins is one of going through sorrow first and then finding your way to, confidence, relationships, and commitment. This just goes the absolute opposite way. Almost like he talks good game but disappoints you in the long run. And when you get these two cards, you got the Magician, ill-advised. So that says it's not really enough magic here. And the Star is positive, but it's turned upside down. So that's basically the star, the universe telling you, he's not really the one you wished for. And I think that you've gotten this far along your path. Don't settle for somebody who isn't 100% absolutely everything you want.
Perfect. Well, since we don't have any other questions at the moment. Whoa, wait a second. We do.
We do.
Marcy.
Oh, I can't wait to see you. It's going to be so much fun.
Our friend Carol moves a lot. She just moved by the water and wants to know if that will be a good and permanent move.
Okay, so first off, if Carol has the wanderlust, if she keeps moving, she might like moving. Okay, so Marcy's friend Carol. Okay, so we have a few reverse cards here. Although they don't really feel too bad here. Where you said, is she going to stay? Is this going to be permanent? It feels like Carol's got somebody else there with her. Not you, but somebody else with her that is getting basically to the end of his rope. There's somebody here who is really desperate to put down some roots. And he's positively aspected. So it looks like we are going to turn this around. So yes, there are going to be roots there. But Carol is Carol. And it feels to me like she's got a little touch of the wanderlust. So she's always going to be wondering if there's something better there. But it feels like for the sake of her friends and family, she's going to put down roots for a while.
Excellent. Merle wants to know about relationship. Will it last? To the bottom of the pencil case?
Now that's two. Okay, and Merle gets the runes. She gets the runes. Okay, so. Okay, when you say a relationship will this last, it tells me that the relationship is fairly new. I worry about elements from the past coming in to haunt you a little bit. So it's, as much as you can, put the things of the past in the past there. Yeah. And this one is keen as, and okay, this is the first one that came up. And that's Hagalis, and that's a fate room, and that talks about the past. So this tells me that all the dominoes that fell before brought you guys together. But I also get this feeling because it's right next to Keenaz, and Keenaz is a rune that means fire, means torch, and education. And so it's kind of like a learning situation to put the past behind you. Here, these two together, you've got Issa, and Issa is ice, and it is also a fate rune, and it's the fate of the present, but the present, you're coming into winter, you're coming into the winter season, and this relationship should flourish through the winter. And the describer you get next to it is Uruz, which is wild ox. So it says that there's some good bones, there's some good skeleton here. There is a potential for strength. You also have Berkana here. I mean, not Berkana, I'm sorry. Pertho. I was just thinking about Berkana because when you get Pertho and Berkana together, that usually talks about pregnancy. But here's Pertho. And Pertho says it's associated with the Well of Ymir. It talks about things unseen, fortune. It has a good fortune feel to it. And there's two runes that fell next to it to describe it. Oh, good. Yeah, this is also going to be a good winter for you for Fehu or wheat. So work-wise, it's just one of those winters when everything goes right. And you also have kin, which is family. So even the family ties go well. And when we get into the spring, we have Jera around the relationship, and Jera is harvest, and that talks about reaping the rewards of your labor. So it looks to me like you've got a relationship here where both of you are working on it, which is a good thing, and it should go well right into the spring. Good for you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Anybody who would be interested in buying a set of these runes, just send me a private message.
Suzanne, Kish is actually interested in learning more about the runes. Do you think you'll have another workshop in 2021?
In 2021, I like my work. I like to do the workshops, the runic workshops, in person, so we can make the runes and inscribe them. It's a lot of fun. I've had a couple of classes. But it's really, I feel most comfortable doing that in person, because you learn the runes while you're making the runes, and then you walk away with a set of your own runes. And we use the same kind of clay that I use in these runes here. It has kyanite in it. Kyanite's a mineral that is good for keeping things clean and good for repelling negativity.
All right, we got a question from Jess.
Hi, Jess.
About a potential involvement in a North Carolina project.
Okay. So those are two different things. They're equally important to you, but you know that the North Carolina project is way important. Okay, this budding relationship, it looks like you're involved with somebody that is also hooked to your work somehow, because there's this idea that I'm not so sure I'm comfortable with that. It looks like this turns out okay. You've got the 5 of coins right here, and it is ill aspected, and when I look at mine, you got the guy here, and he's kind of kissing her hand. So you've got this connection in the background. But in the foreground, you're dealing with all the little irritation, the day-to-day irritations, which makes me think that the relationship somehow revolves around work. Negatively aspected, you've got justice, and justice talks about doing the right thing and being balanced, and that's where I get that maybe you guys are worried about this isn't something we should do. But you've got positively aspected, you've got the Emperor, and the Emperor is about stability. It's a good, strong card, and it says that you guys will do this right. So I like what I see there. I want the North Carolina project gets runes. Oh boy, and a big handful too. Okay, so this one fell first, and this is Jera. So this tells me that this is a labor of love. This is something that has already started to come into fruition. This has already started to blossom a little and take root. When I look at what's going on right here, you've got a lot of really good runes. You've got Othilla, which is homeland, and Ingus, which is kin. And
stretch your arm out more.
Pardon?
Stretch your arm out more.
And Ingus, which is kin. So when I look at those together, that tells me about something that's well-grounded, well-rooted, and well-rooted into the home. So I think something around this project involves, things that have to do with the home and what have you. You've got such good runes here. You've got the Berkana, which is associated with fertility, and it's also associated with the goddess. So this is talking about growth, rapid growth. And you have Gebu, which is serendipity. It translates to mean gift. So you will receive the right amount of gifts. So if you're looking, if this is kind of project that needs a donation or whatever it needs to finance, this is going to start coming together as well. And finally, you've got Ansus, which is loosely translated as ancestral God, but it does talk about spiritual blessings, and the ancestral gods. That one right there, like if you're working in North Carolina, there's families that have been there, since the beginning of time, basically. And I just get a feeling that some of the old blood, some of the people that have been there for generations and generations and generations, are the people who are going to come in and become part of this project. If you're looking for timing, this room went flying out, and that's Suelu, which is the sun, which tells me that this starts to gear up and become very active next summer. Okay, so thank you for thank you for watching.
Worst sound man ever.
I know. The mic just keeps going after me.
Okay, well, it's 10 o'clock.
Oh, it is. Oh, it's time to take a look at this week in Ontario. And excuse me, folks. So this week in Ontario, this week in Canada. Later on, I will be doing a series of videos for the U.S., but not right now. Let's look at Canada. Okay, so the baseline. You've got Justice and the Emperor, but they're both reversed. They're both ill aspected. So this tells me that there's weakness at the top. There's weakness in our government this week. Things aren't going to go in such a balanced way for the government. It just really feels like, it almost feels like a kitten's mess here, where they're just, it's 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. They're trying to get themselves out of some sort of circular reasoning here. So, opinion-wise. Okay, so what I see here, and this really feels like, I think that what we're looking at here is Justin Trudeau, because it feels like he's saying, well, I'd love to, but I just can't. And so he's pleading that he's unable to do something when he's actually unwilling to do it. And that is not popular at all. So he manages to lose some favor this week. Okay, so you have the King of Wands here. And the King of Wands, I see this as being Doug Ford. That he's really got, and he had a good week last week. I think I'll have a good week next week, and he will really appear to have a handle on some things. You've got death negatively aspected, and I read that as being literally death. That there's,
It's out of frame.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll move it out over a little bit. So you've got the death card here, and in this case, it's not so much, it's how we deal with those who have died. And it looks like that is one of the topics that we're looking at this week is just, just what are we going to do with the body? So we are getting a spike in COVID, which means a spike in death. So, as far as the dealing with the deaths and this feels almost like death benefits of a sort. So, the government might be looking at more ways to help people in this time deal with both social distancing and taking care of taking care of funerals. You can see that there's a casket right there. But I have I have the Empress here, and the Empress feels like a woman who kind of leads the charge in the idea of what are we going to do with the victims of COVID. What are we going to do to make their life better? She's kind of got almost a Mother Teresa type of feel, but it's not a nun or a religious figure or anything like that. This is a woman who is of good heart and who's truly concerned about the citizenry of Canada. So, you have the High Priestess, and this one is right next to the Empress, and this says that this week and even going forward, the women in power in Canada are going to kind of be the voice and the ones we hear. Oh yeah, we've got the one doctor, where that's who that is. What's her name? Mung? Yeah, well, anyhow, she's going to be working very hard, and we're going to hear a lot from her this week. And she's just going to take lead point there. Overall, when we get to the end of the week, we aren't as disappointed in Justin Trudeau as we were in the beginning of the week, but we're still not 100% happy with him either. And just some clarifiers. Okay, it's not a hard week, but it's an emotional week for us here in Canada. And we're dealing with a lot of tough issues with COVID. When we get to the end of the week, though, we have the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords tells me that there is going to be good news in the treatment. So that there's a reason to feel optimistic going forward. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Remember to subscribe, watch this week for some of our videos that will be coming out. And we'll see you again next week for Psychic Sundays Live every Sunday at 9 Eastern.